Last night I was the guest on Tea with D podcast. It was actually a Facebook Live, and I don't know how to record those or if you even can. So I posted, I clicked the video button in the middle of it, and I did post a segment of it, and I was talking off to the other camera. Dee asked me some very interesting questions. She talked about being at Disney World with her kids, within the past 15 years, I guess. And she said there was a European family. She said they had a European accent. She wasn't quite sure what country they were from. And it was a father with 3 kids. I don't know what age. And it was a large cheeseburger, large fries, and they shared a large drink. He poured it out into smaller cups for them. And he cut the large cheeseburger in 4 pieces and then divvied up the French fries in 4 servings. And she said, if I had tried that with my kids, they would be very upset. And why are we only getting a portion? And it would have been so odd. And she asked my opinion, and I said, well, in Europe, I don't know which country, again, they're not all the same, but you know what I mean. Not the United States. A Happy Meal, what we call a Happy Meal, the kids' meal at McDonald's, is actually the portion size for an adult. As a matter of fact, that's the portion size for an adult here, too. That's why they started putting the calorie count on these things. Not that anyone's paying attention. If our caloric needs are approximately between 2,500 and 3,500 calories a day, and you just ate normally and counted the calories, you would see that we are way over how much we should be eating according to portion size dietary guidelines. Not that I trust that food pyramid that's just all carbs all the time kind of thing, with very little variety. But I'm saying we have dietary guidelines. Yeah, a Happy Meal. A Happy Meal is actually an adult-sized meal. We have just become so used to eating these enormous portions of things. When we go out to, and when, the young ones, when they go out together, I don't know, where do they go? Chili's, Applebee's, Chevy's, whatever. And they bring like an entree for them. They should be taking part of it home. Oftentimes they do, or they leave some of it, but that huge portion on a plate, way too much food, especially for a meal late at night. And way too many carbs and way too many weird ingredients and processed garbage and sugars and soybean oils and seed oils, blah, blah. But when we're used to these things, when things are repeated, everywhere you go, they become truth. They become normal. Not everyone has the kind of metabolism that could process the average adult-sized meal at a fast food place. A Whopper with cheese, fries, onion rings, a sugary drink. All right, cut back and make it a diet drink, for instance. You still have this enormous meat sandwich. We forget that this is a sandwich place. Hamburgers are sandwiches. Enormous. And how do we eat in America? Especially when you're at a theme park, you will gulp it down. You will take enormous bites. I'm not saying you all will. I'm just saying this is what I observe. Huge bites, washed down with the carbonated sugar beverage to try to help digest it, because we don't salivate enough, because we don't take a bite and chew slowly. We're in a hurry. I also mentioned that, well, look at lunch hours at different jobs. We don't get an hour. We get a half hour. Why? It's just assumed. We all eat very quickly, huge bites, swallow it and wash it down. And then what do we do for 15 minutes? Now, a lunch hour should be that. Why? Well, sometimes we have to get medical care during that time, do daytime, paperwork, or interact with businesses because we can't do it, after 5 or before 9. But we don't get that time. It's assumed gulp your food and get back to work. That's also an issue because if we don't salivate, that is a huge portion of our digestion, and so many people are suffering with digestive disorders. Well, we bypass the first part of digestion, which is to chew, masticate, and salivate to help break down the food. But we live in such a hectic, fast-paced environment. Our breakfast, we go to Dunkin' or wherever you're grabbing your egg, cheese, and meat sandwich and a coffee. If it's a donut or a cruller, why do you think it's called Dunkin'? Because you are expected to dunk into your coffee and gulp it down and get the heck to work. My dear friend and his wife, he passed, but for their honeymoon, they went to France, Spain, and Italy. Things are different there. Not only do they have a lunch hour or two, everything closes. Businesses close around lunchtime. It's expected. Well, you need to prepare the food. You need to sit down with your food. You need to interact with people and rest and get your mind off of work for an hour or two. Not here. They do not have the same problem with obesity over in Europe because of this. They also don't allow certain food additives over there. We eat different food over here. I don't know which ingredients. I would have to do the research. I'm not going to today, but you can do it on your own. Certain additives in bread that's not permitted over there. Why do you think French bread and Italian bread are so good? It's not Wonder Bread, which is very sweet, by the way. It's more like Wonder Cake. I remember Wonder Bread. What else did we talk about? We talked about Ozempic. I have to be careful. I do not want to be fact-checked or ratioed or whatever they're doing these days if you offend a big advertiser. Lodempic. Let's call it Lodempic. Hollywood stars have, who knows how this got out into the news. Is it TV? Is it TikTok? I don't know. But they're using this type 2 diabetes medication to help them with weight loss. Why? It works. In the beginning, I was on one of them, a different one. It rhymes with duplicity. And it's a weekly injection, and it lowers your blood sugar. And a side effect is supposed to be that it kills your appetite. Well, in my experience, what these things do is they make you a little queasy. They make you a little sick to your stomach, so you don't want to eat. It would be the same as taking like Dramamine or Antivert or something. They're like, no, I'm not really hungry. Well, how long do you think that will last? As with most weight loss drugs or weight loss procedures, they will work in the beginning, and then we will learn how to eat around it. Why? Because if we haven't dealt with our emotions and our emotional healing, we will continue to reach for the thing that makes us dead inside, or soothes us because we have no skills for soothing ourselves. They don't teach that. So I'm not saying don't use it if you're type 2 diabetic. Please stay healthy. Please have a good A1C report. What I'm saying is non-type 2 diabetics are being prescribed this. We have a huge obesity epidemic in this country. You know how much money can be made by prescribing a thing that doesn't teach you anything about how to eat, how to self-soothe, how to take care of yourself? let's just keep prescribing. And if that doesn't work, we prescribe something else. And if that doesn't work, how about a surgery? The interviewer, T with D asked me, well, it's about discipline. Look, discipline is a huge part of it. I went from over 400 pounds, severe binge eating disorder, to, I haven't weighed myself, let's say 230. It's still too fat, according to doctors and me. I don't want to be this heavy. It hurts my ankles. It hurts. But that's a significant weight loss. And part of it involved going to the gym 6 days a week. I no longer go to the gym. I could move more. Oh, I didn't pick up my 10 pieces of garbage yet today. I will. I'll go out there. It's Star-Lord. He'll probably dash behind me. Yes, discipline. Yes. And discipline is also the component, not just to go to the gym and exercise, and not just to put down your fork when you're sated, which I still have a challenge with. Food is pleasurable. It's the discipline of preparing food ahead of time so you don't buy cheap, easy, fast food. It's the discipline of purchasing the foods that you know are part of your plan, your diet, your healthiest way to eat, preparing it, packaging it, the discipline of going to sleep. 10 p.m. is ideal. I can't do it. Well, I shouldn't say can't. I don't do it. But by midnight, I'm in the bedroom. And if I do doze off out here, sometimes I'll doze off about 11:30. And then spring, my eyes open at about 6 a.m. I know that's not enough sleep. I don't sleep as much as I should. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. And I am not a napper. If I nap, it's because I doze off. And that's rare. So the discipline to go to sleep and wake up. Waking up used to be so hard for me. Gosh, I could sleep past noon back in my super unhealthy days. There's no way I could do that now. I feel like I'm missing out on life. I told you I have FOMO, fear of missing out. Plus, I have stuff to do, and it's stuff that I enjoy. And I have goals, and I never thought I could wake up in the morning and meditate, pray, and study. Never thought I could do it. Didn't believe in myself. But I have an app now. And it makes it very easy. Look, if the world shut down and there was a power outage, whatever, I have plenty of books. I would just power through with my books. Why? Because I'm used to it now. It's a habit now. So the discipline to go to sleep and wake up and stay up. And then at least pull the quilt, the comforter, up to the pillow so the bed is kind of sort of made. It's not there waiting for you to crawl back into it the way it was back during my super unhealthy days. I didn't make the bed. I wanted to crawl back in it all day. I've cut back on my caffeine. I'm doing the half calf coffee thing. I don't want to rely on stimulants to stay awake. I don't mind a little bit, half of it, but I'm certainly not too interested in overstimulating myself and getting heart palpitations. Who wants that? Or being super irritable. I don't want that. So half the calf at strategic times during the day. Look, between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m., I need some stimulation. Dark chocolate is also a very good option. The higher the percentage of cacao or cocoa, the fewer other ingredients are in it. So, discipline. The discipline to get the emotional support and help we need. This is so important. It's not just the discipline of saying no to chocolate cake, or the discipline to say, I'll have the child-sized meal, or the discipline to stop halfway through your meal and take the rest home. That's part of it, but it's not the emotional support and healing part of it. The emotional support and healing part of it is what will soothe us and help us to endure our uncomfortable emotions so that we aren't constantly reaching for something to shut them off. It took me years. It took me years. And I still, food is comfort for me. I'm not 100%. It's much more rare recently that I will eat to the point of pain. Especially when I'm anxious and I just want to, I just want the heaviness of too much food. But getting help takes discipline too. Going to meetings, 12-step meetings, that takes discipline too. I'm tired by 7:30 at night. I'm busy during the day on weekends. I'm not looking to add another meeting to my life. But if I had to, I would. And when I'm in the, I don't feel like it mood, I go. Why? Because I'm part of the group. I feel responsible as being a member of a group. But I don't want to be the enabler, people pleaser, helper fixer. Well, I'm doing it for others. I mean, that can be part of the motivation, certainly. But if I hear myself in my head trying to talk myself out of it, I'm like, get thee behind me, Satan. And I go. And I actually do enjoy myself. It's so cold and raw right now. It's March in New Jersey. It's just, March and April are just brutally raw, cold months. I would say the emotional healing is equal, if not more important, than the discipline to get to the gym and prepare the proper food. And say, okay, only one sugar-free candy, or the discipline to prepare the sugar-free yogurt in the morning. Not yogurt, the other thing. The Jello, sugar-free Jello. It's asking, why do we need so much self-soothing in the first place? What agony are we in? I suffer the agony of being disapproved of. I have terrible imposter syndrome. I hate having my classes observed and evaluated. Did I stutter? Did I pick the right thing? I had to have that done today. Actually, I didn't, but the person observing my class didn't know that I had been observed last semester. So a lot of stress and extra work for two people. That's right. She's lovely and I'm learning from her and she's giving me, advice on certain things. Pardon me. But yeah, I'm in a panic. Oh, she wasn't smiling big enough. She didn't laugh at that joke. The imposter syndrome is brutal and I'm beating myself to death. It has to stop. Today's a good day where I'm not super angry at my mother for something that happened recently or in the past. Because that's agony too. Is it agony to be angry? To feel angry, to think angry thoughts? Well, it's not pleasant. But the guilt, the way I beat myself up for it, that's brutal agony. And I don't permit myself to feel and think any kind of dark thoughts. Dark like Xander. Hi, Xander. Xander? No, you can't see his eyes. He's got beautiful yellow eyes, my Xandy. So today it's I'm not good enough, I'm in trouble. I'm 58 years old. What am I in trouble for? Did I pick the wrong article? Did I give a strict enough assignment? Do I have to sit and suffer criticism and feedback? That means I'm not perfect and I should be tortured on the rack. When I speak it out like this, it's silly. But these are my feelings and my thoughts. So yeah, who wouldn't want to run away and overeat to make that feeling go away and then have the familiar pain of having eaten too much? And even with any kind of weight loss surgery, you will especially have pain with weight loss surgery because of this surgically compromised digestive tract. It hurts even more than it hurt before. It's just that less food can get in before the pain starts, but it's not enough to make weight loss happen. You still need the discipline, the portion control, the food choices, the emotional soothing, and everything else that goes into healing. What else did she ask me about? Oh, she asked me about do I think that men choose very obese women because they have low self-esteem and then they can dominate and abuse them? That is not the case 100% of the time, but I have seen the dynamic. I've been approached by, I don't know if these are like engagement bots, what these guys are. They'll always have a first name and last name that's a first name. Michael Williams, Daniel Michaels, widow. I'm like, it's widower, so okay. You're okay. And religious family guy, smile, and I'll have some stupid motivational platitude. A smile is worth, and they approach you with, hey, or hey, beautiful, or hey, I saw your posts and they're really interesting. Like super generic garbage crap. And I will look at who their friends or followers are, and what do you know? It's middle-aged fat women. Almost exclusively. So how many of us are you talking to? What is the purpose? What are you going to try to scam us out of? See, the first name and last name is a first name. Those are definitely scammers on the hunt. Green card? Money? What is it you want? Why are you preying on us in particular? Because wouldn't there be a diversity of types of women in your followers and your friends? But then there's the ones who appear on actual dating sites, like over 10 years ago when I was messing around with that. And I would go on ones, or I would select the type of males who were specifically looking for heavy-set women, BBWs, super BBWs, things like that. And because there were so many more of the big, beautiful women than there were of the men who prefer that, there was a lot of players. There were many players juggling multiple women. This is back in the day when AOL was a thing, and you have multiple instant message, what did we used to call them? Chats, chat rooms, whatever, going at once. And you could see that they're typing, but it's not to you. It's like, oh, how many tabs you got open there, buddy? How many of us are you talking to? How many pics did you ask for? Of certain body parts? That's my main phone. I have some amazing notification sounds. So there was that. And then if it was anyone actually looking to date, like somebody serious, cruel. I remember one said, oh, you had a gastric bypass? Well, I would never date a woman who had weight loss surgery. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't think I'm going to be like Twiggy. or Kate Moss when I'm done with all this, but okay. Even though I get it, you were specifically looking for a certain body type, but did you have to say it so mean? Maybe they figure, because we're not seen as being terribly valuable in society, because we're overweight, even though all this body positivity is, I don't know, it's getting a little more mainstream, but there's still the stigma of being fat out in the world, and the way people do or don't look at you based on your appearance. We talked about that in class today too. Interesting. And what else did we talk about? How did we leave it? Oh, I don't know. I promoted my book, Diary of a Fat Girl, How I Lost 140 Pounds, now closer to 160, 170. Overcame binge eating disorder, healing in progress, and learned to love myself after weight loss surgery. And the audiobook is me reading it to you. It's pretty awesome. Well, it's a difficult read. I suffered a lot. Was abused by the medical profession, etc. But it's not a book about woe is me, look how I suffered, even though that might be a portion of it. It's nice to get some sympathy, or yeah, I did that too, and I felt that too, and oh good, I'm not alone. That, there's that component. But mostly that if I can recover and remain in recovery, so can you. You can do this. You can find a support system in the world, whether it's meetings, something online, a religious group, meditation group, social group, group therapy, group counseling, 12-step. You need the support. Nobody heals alone. We need others. Maybe the best you can do, because you have trust issues, is to take in information and people like me talking to you through a screen, talking at you really. If that's the best you can do right now, do it. Hear the stories. Feel empowered. Feel encouraged. You can absolutely do this. Whether you believe in God, that we're created, or nature, that we have something inherent in us that wants to stay alive and thrive, you have that inside you, and it wants you to be healthy and happy and self-actualized and expressed. You owe it to yourself to get over that hump of admitting you need help and then getting help. You deserve it. You deserve the effort. Future you, future you deserves it. Deserves the care, deserves the healing, deserves the hope. So please leave me a comment. I try to answer them. If I don't, it's either I didn't see it or I am swamped with work. I have tons of papers to grade. I have this automated YouTube thing to handle, and I have a deadline, and I haven't made any progress. It was a very busy week. And that's the thing when you do a side hustle, or you're trying to become financially free, and you pick a whatever it is, multi-level marketing, or a business venture, or Amazon dropship, or YouTube automation. After all your obligations and cleaning and shopping and actually, the job you have and all the people who depend on you and doing all those things, and you're tired, that's when you have to do the work. And it's like, maybe I just don't ever need to be financially free. But that discipline I talked about earlier, that's coming into play. And today I start. So let me go finish up some work inside. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe. Please share with somebody who might benefit by something I have to say. If it helps you, it could help someone else. Humanity needs to be happy, healthy, free, expressed, cared for, clean water, clean air, beautiful place to live, support systems. And we start with ourselves and let it spread to others. So, thank you for watching. Be well.